Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Beyond Nrml with Mya Lamis. And today we're going to talk about something a little different, okay? Because with the climate of the world, we got to talk about taking that leap of faith and trusting God when it don't make sense, okay? Now, for those of you who are new here, this podcast is made for everybody who know that being normal was never enough, okay? Standing out is what you're supposed to do. I don't think we was made to stand in. We was made to stand out. At least that's my logic, okay? We were not supposed to be in this uniform type of life that we are in, this cycle of life where you have no time to actually live and enjoy life. That's what this podcast is for. And right now I'm on a journey where I'm trusting God, okay? I got fired from my job after being told multiple times that it was time to go. I had 3 different people on 3 different occasions come to me and say, God said it's time to move, and I didn't listen. So God said, okay, you don't want to move? I'm going to make you move. What they say? You don't want to dance? Hey, I'm going to make you dance. God said I'm going to make you move, okay? Come on. Oh, sorry, y'all. Listen to producers dancing, okay? It's okay, though, because we're going to have a good time here today. But, yes, God said you don't want to move. You gonna move. You don't have no choice but to. So I'm going to just give y'all a little backstory before we dive into it. So the first lady came up to me, and she was like, you're going to change lives. You're going to touch a lot of people, and you're going to bring your family together. Like, you are doing something good, but you got 1 foot in the boat, 1 foot out the boat. It's time for you to put both feet in and just take that leap of faith. And I was like, oh, okay, God, I hear you, but I don't know, because people be talking. So then a few days later, another lady came up to me, and I was still working at the job, and she said, you better not be here in November when I come back from my appointment. And the North in me was like, who's she talking to? But then I was like, excuse me? And she was like, no, I'm just saying, you are meant to do big things. God said it's time for you to move. You need to move. I still didn't listen. A week later, one of my supporters inboxed me, was like, hey, can you please call me? God got a message for you. And I was just like, okay. And she was like, God communicate with me via dreams. And my dream was about you last night. You were doing your podcast. You was doing everything you needed to do. You were big. You were financially free. All of your dreams came true. But it's time for you to take that leap. And I just still wasn't listening. I still got up that morning. I remember because it was a Friday, right? Got up, went to work like nothing was wrong. And I'm like, God told me not to go to work 3 times, and I still went. But in my head, I'm sitting there questioning God, because I'm like, well, God, if you telling me not to go to work, how am I going to do the things that I'm supposed to do, like pay my bills and keep my kids fed if I don't go to work? Like, I know it's another way because I preach about it all the time. I coach people on how to do it a different way, whether it's content or you want to start up a business or whatever it is that you want to do. I coach people on how to get out of their own way. And yet I was sitting there in my own way. You feel me? So God was like, okay, I see you hard-headed. I see you want to play with me and you don't want to listen. So he got me fired. Yep, and I know some people be like, oh, the devil did it. No, sometimes what you need to realize is that God will literally do stuff to nudge you because you won't get out your own way. So it's not always the devil. Sometimes he does things to push you into the right direction where you need to be. And when I tell you, since I got fired, I was relieved because I'm not a quitter. And I think that's what it is. It was my ego. I didn't want to be a quitter. Plus if you quit, you can't get unemployment. That was just my logic too. So they fired me, right? So I said that to say, since I got fired, literally the day I got fired, I went to a podcast studio in Charlotte, filmed some really good content, made some really good connections. After that, I just been on the move. I've been meeting people, networking with people. Now I'm a social media manager of another content studio here in Columbia, South Carolina. Shout out to Conversion Creative Studio where we are now, okay? So if y'all need to book a session, make sure y'all come see us, okay? Okay. Anyway, things just been moving. I had a meeting with a brand, which is also going to be another bag. Plus, on top of that, I do my content, right? So things happen for a reason. Had I not moved out the way, I would not have the time that I have now to do the things that I love to do, right? Sometimes taking the leap of faith can be hard. Sometimes you get scared and you just like, nah, I can't do that because it's not logical to you. But it don't have to make sense to you because God already got a plan and you know that. We know that. So what you scared for? time for you to take that leap. But we're going to dive into it, okay? So I want you to trust God's timing and direction. The reason I said that, I just watched a movie called Ruth and Boaz, which is a story out the Bible. I haven't read it because y'all know I'm just now reading my Bible from front to back. I'm still in Genesis. I ain't even get to the back yet. I ain't even get to the middle yet, if I'm being honest. But anyway, it's on Netflix. It's a Tyler Perry film. And the story was about a girl named Ruth, who she was this is not the Bible story, by the way, because I know I'm mad people in the comments like, that's not what happened in the Bible. I'm talking about the movie. Ruth was a foster kid. Her parents abandoned her when she was younger. Then she wanted to sing, had an amazing voice. She was in this singing group where instead of her being able to sing what she wanted to sing, they wanted her to be raunchy, and that wasn't her spirit. And then the dude that signed her, he started like chasing her down, like, oh no, you owe me money, blah, 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 blah. And then because she quit the group, he had her boyfriend and her boyfriend's father killed, thinking that they were the reason, or he was just trying to get to her, or whatever the situation may be. And then she found out about it later. She moved down to Tennessee with the mother, blah, 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 blah. I said all that to say this. In the end of the story, it was a happily ever after. But I'm going to say, if the negative things that happened in her life hadn't happened, she wouldn't have got to that happily ever after. So if she would not have never got into that singing group, she would have never met that I'm just going to call him a white man. We on YouTube. I can do it. She would have never met that white man who tried to take advantage of her. He would have never killed her boyfriend. If he didn't kill her boyfriend, she would have never got close with the boyfriend's mother, moved to Tennessee to find the music that she wanted to love and be able to be herself and do the things that she wanted to do. And she ended up finding the love of her life, who just so happened to be a man that could protect her and help her dreams come true. I'm just saying, things happen for a reason. You may get a flat tire and be upset like, oh no, I can't get to where I'm going because blah, blah, blah. No. It happened for a reason. Maybe that flat tire stopped you from getting into a car accident. Maybe that flat tire stopped you from getting there at the time you were supposed to get there, because at the time you were supposed to get there, it was a shootout. You just never know what it is that God stopped you from. So stop thinking you always being denied. A lot of times you're just being delayed, okay? That's it. That's all. Timing, in God's timing, is not your timing. You might want it now, but God gonna give it to you when you're supposed to have it. And I said that from experience. I didn't work for a minute. Well, like 2 times I didn't work, but I wasn't ready. I didn't have the structure. I didn't have nothing. And at the time, I was moving on my own time. I wasn't moving on God's time. I was doing what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. But my dreams didn't come true in that time I was sitting at home because I wasn't structured. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I was sitting at home in a depressive state like, woe, it's me. You know, I don't need to do anything but lay around and sulk in misery. Da, da, da. And it didn't work out because it wasn't God's time and it was my time. And I was doing what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. I know this is my dream, and I know that my dreams will come true. I was just trying to make them come true on my time, and it didn't work like that. So now that God's ready, he was like, it's time to move. And I wasn't listening because I was afraid that the same thing that happened last time was going to happen this time. But the difference between last time and now is that my mindset has changed, okay? Now I get up every day like I go to work. If I spend 8 hours at work, I spend 8 hours on content, whether that's recording, editing, or brainstorming, or planning, or getting my ideas together, whatever it is. The amount of time I spent at a job, I spend that on my passion now. You get what I'm saying? That's why timing matters, because if you're not in that mindset, you're not going to do that. You literally just going to sit there and be like, well, God, I'm waiting on you. No, you got to move too. You have to move. If you don't move when he tell you to move and then he push you out and you still just sitting there, you're not going to get to where you want to be. You got to move, and you got to have structure and know what you're trying to do, okay? We're going to keep going. So, explore the fear, the doubt, the breakthrough that comes with obedience. You're going to be scared. I'm scared. I'm scared now. A lot of people say I got like confidence that I don't think I have. I just be being me a lot of times, and people be like, oh, you so confident. And I just be like, oh, okay. I'm very scared. I'm not going to say I'm terrified. I'm just have fear of, how can I put it? Fear of the unknown is what scares me. Like, I know something going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I'm not letting that fear stop me. I'm not letting that fear move me. I'm not letting that fear not move me. Okay, I'm not letting that fear stop me from doing what I need to do. I'm not letting that fear stop me from being obedient and doing what I need to do. You feel me? You get what I'm saying? Do that make sense? Okay. Because listen, I'm scared. I don't know what's going to happen, but I can feel it. Like, I really can feel that something is going to happen. I just don't know what, and that terrifies me. I know it's going to be something good. I just don't know what the good is. And it's okay to be scared, but you can't let being scared stop you. It was, I forgot what movie it was. I think it might have been a Disney movie. I feel like it was something with Hilary Duff. When it was like, was it Hilary Duff? It might have been, because I don't know why that song, hey now, this is what, that just popped in my head. But it was something where, it's like a Cinderella story or something. Anyway, the paint ripped off the wall, and it said don't let the fear of striking out keep you from hitting the ball. Something like that. Dang, what movie was that? Y'all gonna have to drop it down in the comments, because I feel like, and I can't even get the quote right. It's don't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. That's what it is, right? Because a lot of us, we let the fear stop us. What if you go play the lottery today and you win? What if? Just what if? Because how can you win if you don't play? You cannot win if you don't play. You can't say, oh, my dreams never came true. Did you try? Did you try to follow your dreams? Did you even start? Did you take the first step to start following your dreams before you just said, oh, no, it's not going to work. This is a bust. It's a failure. I'm a failure. You can't do that if you don't even try. You have to try. You got to take that leap. You have to just put yourself out there. A lot of people be so scared to do content because they're like, oh, I don't want everybody in my business. I don't want this. Content is literally out here changing people's lives, mine included. Content is out here changing, saving everything. Like, people talk down on content creators, but content creators low-key about to start ruling the world because they influence a lot of people, and it's legit changing it's people who went from having nothing to being millionaires in a matter of months just doing content. But how can you say you suck at doing content if you never posted a video? How can you say, it's not meant for me if you never tried, but you want to do it, but you won't try? How do you know if you're going to fail if you don't try? You don't know. So put yourself out there. Try. Do something different. Make a change. Because think about it. What do you have to lose for real? What do you have to lose? If you put yourself out there and try your dream and you fail it, what's going to happen? You're just going to have to go back to work like you've been doing. That's something you've been doing anyway, but at least you know now that what you were trying to do didn't work. You just got to try, though. You can't just sit around and, whoa, it's me. I'm not good. You can't do that. You can't. I encourage each and every last one of you this week, just try to brainstorm some ideas or something, because it's something you can do. Everybody has a talent. Whether you good at talking to people, you good at doing hair, you good at painting nails, you good at designing sneakers, you good at whatever it is you good at. Figure out what it is and figure out how you can make money from it. That's my task. That's y'all homework this week. Figure out something that you are good at doing and figure out how to monetize it. Because it's something you good at. I don't care what it is. I got a friend who paint the little styrofoam heads. I didn't even know that was a thing, but it's really beautiful when she do it. It's cute. Never seen nothing like it. Never. Have y'all seen it? Like little styrofoam head? Yeah, it's a little styrofoam head. They paint them, make it real cute. People buy it. People buy it. It's something that you're good at doing, no matter how weird it is. And I'm not going to encourage y'all to be sex workers, but what I'm saying is people out here buy feet pics. Okay? People buy feet pics. You might have some pretty feet. It can monetize off your little toes. Okay? Evelyn Lozada, she got a OnlyFans, but she don't do nothing now. She just show her feet. It's something you can do to make some extra income, because the truth of the matter is the climate of the world right now is going down. Like, it's really bad right now. And everybody's not affected. Like, if you're financially set, you're not really affected right now. Eventually you will when your funds start dwindling down. But for the rest of us, the working class people who really don't have it like that, the world is going, see, she my grandma, y'all. The world is going to shits. Okay? It really is. We got thousands of people losing their job. We got health care might be taken away from a lot of families. We got food stamps might be taken away from a lot of families. We have housing that may be taken away from a lot of families. And what are you going to do if you don't have the income or the resources to keep yourself afloat? You may or may not become homeless. That's the harsh reality of it all. You may or may not become homeless. And then what happens when you become homeless? Because it's okay to fall and get back up, but sometimes depending on how bad you fall, it's hard to dig yourself up out of that hole. That's why I'm encouraging y'all now to please try to find something you can do to make some extra income. It got to be something. Everything is just like, I'm telling y'all, it's bad right now. And if you're not into politics, I'm not going to say get into it because it may stress you out. But what I'm saying is just try to understand the things that's going to affect you and your family. Because it is a lot of things going on right now that's affecting a lot of people. And people don't know about it. They just going to wake up one day and not have. And that's not... I don't think that's okay. That's my personal I don't think that's okay. I like y'all to be informed, and I like y'all to, we need to be 10 steps ahead. We really do. Like, I'm telling y'all things are going bad and also encouraging you to make extra income because that's what's needed. We need it. Because with these jobs pushing black women out, what are we going to do? A lot of us, I mean, I'm married, but everybody's not married. Everybody don't have a spouse that can cover the bills for them while you figure it out. Everybody don't have that. There's a lot of black single mothers that are losing their jobs, and when you have kids to feed and no savings account, what do you think gonna happen to that mother and them kids? They're gonna end up homeless. They shutting down shelters. They're literally stopping funding for shelters and then arresting homeless people for not having nowhere to go. Like, that don't even make sense. You shutting down the shelters, but then arresting the people for being on the street. And the sad part is, a lot of the people on the streets are veterans, people who fought for this country. And now you can't even go to a shelter. They don't even deserve that much. I said all that to say, take that leap of faith and find something you like to do. Say, for instance, you're a barber. You cut hair. You do a great job at it. Make you some content cutting hair. Even if you're not making money, go down to the nearest place where the homeless shelter, or go to a park where homeless people cut their hair. Number one, you're doing a good deed. Number two, you're getting content so that way you can eventually make some money. That's something you can do. Say, for instance, you're a nail tech, or you're a hairstylist, or you are a hairstylist and your best friend is a nail tech, and your boyfriend or brother cuts hair. Y'all go as a group. Make it a team thing. Start a YouTube channel. Start a TikTok channel. Because guess what's going to happen? Y'all going to start making money online. And then you also going to get donations to help you get the things that you need to get and also take care of you while also doing your good deed for the week, for the day, or however often you go out there and do it. Or whether you're a person who you really like to cook and your passion is cooking, but you're not interested in getting into the food industry. You don't want to start a restaurant or a food truck. You just, like, for example, my sister want to have like a small, intimate restaurant experience thing, right? Start off feeding the homeless, or start off throwing a small party for your family, and you get content from there to be able to post so that way people know what you're doing and they can book you. Start recording every time you cook a meal. Start recording your process. Show your personality. And I know people going to be like, oh, Mya, it's a million people out here cooking hair and doing content. I say cooking hair. Lord, I can't talk. There's a lot of people out here doing hair and cooking. I can't talk. Doing hair. There's a lot of people cooking. There's a lot of people cutting hair. But the difference between them and you is that you're you and they're them. Your personality is not their personality. It's not. Y'all not the same. So you may be bigger because you got a better personality. This person may be doing good, but her attitude nasty. You don't know. Stop comparing your journey to other people's journey because it's not the same. If we were all meant to go through the same thing, y'all, we would legit be living the same life. We would legit be walking around with the same clothes, the same shoes, the same haircut. Everybody would look very uniformy. And that's how life would be if that's how it was meant to be. And it's not meant to be that way. So stop comparing your journey to other people's journey. Stop thinking that just because this person blew up that you were supposed to blow up too. No, that's not how that works. Just because this person, one video went viral and now they making millions, that don't mean that you're going to have the same experience, because you may not if that's not meant to be your journey. I know my journey wasn't a one viral video thing, but that's also because my journey is for me to have longevity. Like, I watched the interview of DeVale Ellis. I don't know if y'all know DeVale Ellis, but if you watch Sisters or Zatima on BET Plus, whatever it come on, all that stuff, is Zach from Zatima and Sisters. And he was doing the interview on somebody's podcast, and he was like, he ran into 50 Cent in elevator one time, and the security tried to throw him out and stuff like that, and he was like, he made his way in there, and he got in there, and he got to talking to 50, and 50 was like, what you do? And I'm saying 50 like I know 50, but what up, 50? So he said he was just talking to him like, yeah, I do content, I'm trying to get into acting, I know you doing Power right now, blase, and you know you got something for me. And he ended up making him an extra, but what happened was that he was talking to 50, and 50 was like, show me some of your work. And he said he was nervous because he wasn't getting views on YouTube like that. He was not really getting views. He was just making content and putting it out there and putting it out there and putting it out there. And then 50 seen it, and 50 was like, oh, you got a portfolio, you got a resume of all of your work. So even if nobody sees it now, all it takes is that one time for you to go viral and people to become obsessed with you, for them to go watch all your videos, and now you about to make a bunch of money off of all the videos you posted, because when people like you, they go back and watch you from the beginning. It's true. I know I'm one of them people. Deontay Cal, I felt like popped out of the woodworks a couple months ago. He just became viral out of nowhere for the way he think and the way he talk, which I admire that about him. I love his honesty. I didn't know who that man was. You know what I did once? I was like, you know what? I like him. I went back and listened to his podcast from the first episode up until the current episode. People will do that if they like you. So don't be discouraged because you don't have no viewers now. Don't be discouraged because your numbers are low now. Shoot, I have over 200,000 followers, and on some platforms, my views are tremendous. TikTok, I posted a video, only had 30-something views on there. A couple videos. Some of my videos barely get out the 100 mark on TikTok. But on YouTube, I get 20,000, 30,000. You just have to do what works for you, and don't give up just because the numbers are not there. It's okay. Because eventually the numbers are going to be there, and people are going to have all that work to go look back on. They're not going to have that if you don't put it out there. You got to put it out there. Because, yes, all it takes is one viral video for people to like you. But then what you going to do if you don't have no other content for them to go watch? They just got that one viral video. You can't go viral again with the same video. Well, you can, but you can't do, like, they're going to have that one viral video and they come back like, oh, let me see what Sasha got going on. Sasha, this the only video you posted? Oh, I'm not coming back here. How do I know this is your personality every time if you only got one video? You have to post no matter who's watching. Because people can't discover you if you're not out there. Hold on, I just said something there. I like that. People can't discover you if you don't put yourself, because they can't. How they going to know you there? How they going to know you there? They not. It's no way possible for somebody to find you. Unless God made it work that way, they're not going to find you. Unless he really sent them directly to you. They're not going to find you. They're not. Nobody's going to know to go watch a video if you don't post a video. You can't get millions of views if you don't even post a video. Like, I had somebody one time, I was live, and she was just like, oh, your video views are so low. I don't see how you just keep being consistent, because eventually somebody going to catch on. And when they catch on, they going to tell it to their cousin and all their friends, like, y'all got to watch this girl. And then they going to go back and watch all my videos, and guess what? I'm going to make money every time they go watch all my videos. That's just how that works, and that's why I make it a point to post every day no matter what. Because all it takes is one time for me to blow up on one video, and people going to want to go back and watch all the rest of them. So I encourage you to do the same. Put yourself out there. I'm going to give you a scripture, okay? Proverbs 3, verses 5 through 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Y'all heard that? Because I said something about that earlier, but I don't think y'all caught it. But I guess if I give y'all the scripture that make it a little better for y'all, I don't know. I'm going to find out in the comments whether y'all heard it or not. But I need lean on God. Trust that his timing is the timing that works. It's not going to work when you want it to work. It's not. It don't work that way. It don't. I just need you to understand that. It just definitely don't. So, God's plan may not be clear, but his presence is always near. Ooh! Did y'all hear that? Because his plan is not always clear. You really don't, y'all. I be walking blind. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how to make things happen. Yeah, I got all these things going on, but the money is not in the bank account. Okay? The funds is not funding right now. Okay? I went to the gas station the other day and my card declined. I'm going to be honest. I was like, you know what, Lord? We're going to figure this out. If I can put a little 10-piece in here, I can make it a couple more days. And guess what? I swiped that one card, paid $2, another card, paid the other $8, and we got that 10-piece. You see how that worked? Everybody going through a struggle right now. And don't think just because the big content creators and the big stars that you see all this lavish stuff, they going through stuff on the inside. Because if they didn't, they wouldn't be nasty people. I don't usually talk about celebrity gossip, but we may as well talk about it. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B is getting into it right now. And what I do not understand is how people who have all these worldly things, I'm talking about they got the money, the cars, the houses, they can travel. If they want to get up today and say, I'm going to Cancun or Taiwan, wherever it is they want to go, they can get up and go. But yet, instead of living your life and enjoying your life and flourishing in life and pouring into other people, you decide to be on the internet arguing with folks, being just a nasty, negative person. You want to know why? Because people like that are going through something on the inside. Don't think that the money and the riches is going to make you happy, because it's not. There's a saying, more money, more problems, and that saying is a saying for a reason. Don't think all your problems will go away because you need, once money come, all your problems. That's not how it works. You have to be right on the inside in order for you to enjoy the blessings that God going to give you. Period. Because if not, you're going to end up being a negative, nasty person like them people. Arguing on the internet, calling people kids dirty monkeys and all that. You can't do that. You can't. And the quickest God give it to you, he can take it away. And I don't pray for people downfall, but some people need to be humbled. Very much so, because it's just certain things you don't do. But the reason people get like that is because they're not right on the inside. So that's why it's important for you to get your mind together. Like I said, don't compare your journey to other people's journey. Know that everything happened for a reason. It's God's timing. You may be denied right now, but it's just you being delayed for a reason. There's a reason for everything. You may not know the reason. You may not understand the reason. But get yourself right. Get your spirit right. Get everything you need to do right. You get what I'm saying? I be trying to find the words because, for example, before now, I'm not going to say now because it didn't just start, but before I started going to therapy, before I got myself together, my mother and them will call me and they'll talk about people on the phone for hours. Oh, you know, Shirley got this going. These ain't even real names, so don't get in these comments being offended. But Shirley and Betty Sue got this going on, and this person sleeping with this person broke, this person. I sat on the phone for hours listening to them gossip about people. Now, that's not in my spirit. I don't want to hear what nobody else got. If it's not helping me get money, if it's not steering me in the direction of God, if it's not helping me my purpose, if it's not, I don't want to hear it. I had to change myself in order for God to present me with the things that he had for me. I wasn't ready before. That's why it never happened before. That's why my journey has been slow and steady, because I was not ready. And it's okay to not be ready. You just have to admit that you're not ready and actually do the work to change the things that need to be changed in order for you to be ready. Like right now, you can't catch me talking. I'll be on the phone. All right, I'll talk to you later. I'll call you back. Oh, okay, she got that going on. Oh, well, you know, I hope she get right. I'll talk to you later. Those are the type of conversations that I'm going to have. I'm not about to sit on the phone for hours talking about people, because you want to know what I can be doing in that time? I can be recording. I can be editing. I can be researching. I can be brainstorming. I can be spending time with my kids and my husband. I can be doing anything but talking about somebody else's business. You want to know why? Because sitting around talking about somebody else's business, it don't help you, and it also don't help them. I don't want to talk about it if I can't help you get in a better position. If I can't help you figure out your situation, I'm not going to sit there and gossip about it. But that's my mindset now. That wasn't my mindset last year. It wasn't. Last year, I'm sitting there and talk to you. I'm talking about it. She did what? Oh, I know she didn't. Now, what we gonna do to help her? Nothing. Okay, well, I wish her the best. Talk to you later. I don't have it. I don't have the mental capacity to just sit around and gossip. So you have to figure out what it is that you need to change about you in order for the floodgates of blessings to open up for you, for real. Because you have to make a change within you. You have to. If you got a procrastinating spirit, baby, you got to work on that. Because you can't get what you gonna get, and then you playing with it. He can't bless you and then you procrastinating with the blessing. You supposed to go. Still watching others grow while you're stuck on the sidelines? Well, that ends today, okay? My ebooks break down how to grow your platform fast. And I also have 5 proven ways on how to make passive income. And if you keep getting in your own way, that's what my coachings are for, to help you elevate, shift your mindset, and actually move. So make sure you click the link in my bio to download the ebooks, book a session, and change your life. Real growth is waiting, but it won't wait forever. Let's go. Hey, y'all. So we're going to get into the difference between faith and control. Because a lot of us, we don't want to relinquish control of our lives to God. But we think that faith and control is the same thing when it's not. Having faith is like, to me, I'm going to say to me, it's like knowing and believing that God is going to do the work that he promised to do in the good book. Control, I don't think God want to control your life. I don't think so. I think it's more of, I don't know how to really, I'm trying to figure out. Because it is a difference. Faith versus control. Control is like you want to do what you want to do. Faith is you doing what God wants you to do and knowing that you're going to receive what you, I'm not going to say supposed to, because you're not supposed to receive nothing. You're not entitled to anything. So I want to say that's where the control come in. You don't want to relinquish that control because, I don't know. Y'all help me. I can't figure the words out right now.
So you're saying there's been this misinterpretation of like faith and control, like being correlated?
Yeah.
Faith is, I mean, I'm not trying to, preach from the word itself, but faith is the belief of something that you can't see. Faith is also an action that is, it's a constant action that you do regardless of a corresponding party. So I have faith that you and we're going to partner together. I'm going to do my part. I'm going to do the sound. You're going to do the cameras. One of you guys is going to do the cameras. Regardless of you taking care of your end of the bargain, which is doing the cameras, I'm faithful to the dream enough to still take care of my own. I don't know what you got going on, but I'm going to make sure that I'm straight. When it comes to control, yeah, it's like, I mean, the word itself is like being your own God, right? And having faith sometimes requires you to surrender your own will to kind of, to trust in God's will, trust in God's plan for your life, even the promises that he has for you. So sometimes you might not see it, you might not be able to tangibly hold on to it or control the narrative or how you get to your destination, but like, it's that surrender, you know what I mean? Okay. I don't know, that's just my little 2 pennies.
Yeah, I would say faith is letting go, because God can tell you, all right, like, I told you to let go of this job, you let go of the job, stuff like that. Now, the human fleshly part of us is like, well, I let go of a job, now I got to grind 24/7, no sleep, no food, no nothing. That is you trying to control what the Lord had already told you. But he's the one that told you,
hey, in other words, I need to take a nap.
So you can rest. You can rest, you know what I'm saying? Like, we get to a point where we're like, 24/7 grind, but it's like, bruh, Jesus still fulfilled his mission and he rested. God still rested. He enjoyed. Jesus took breaks all the time. They be like, yo, where this dude at? Oh, he out sleeping. He out on the boat. He done dipped and spent time with the Father. He still did what he had to do, but it wasn't controlled. It was all faith. He trusted in his Father. We will literally have faith to step out to do something, but then when we start seeing like, oh, things ain't looking at, all right, well, let me do what I got to do to try to control the situation and get it happening. Yeah. And you start realizing, honestly, like, the world and faith is 2 different things. It seems like the less we do, the more God gets the glory, because we have to say, like, we didn't do this on our own. So, yeah, you're still doing the thing. Faith without works is dead, yes. But then you're like, well, how in the world I woke up to 1 million followers and I forgot to post yesterday? Because in your head it's post. And God be like, oh, you think it's you? It's me. Let me remind you, like, hey, I'm behind this, and you wake up, forgot to post I highly doubt that. I forgot to post, yesterday, and you're like, how I get $1 million? Because he had somebody watch that one video that you just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
It went viral. So it still had in your faith of making the content, but you actually rested in him. He was like, hey, take you a good old nap. Just relax, DoorDash. You're like, Lord, only got $10. Use it for DoorDash. And you're like, this is my last 10. And then you wake up feeling refreshed, and you done went viral.
And you got a good meal. Woo! Love a good meal. Some chicken wings, okay? No, but that was good. That was good. I like that. You ate that. Y'all ate that up. Yes, yes. So I want to talk about how often we want guarantees before we obey. That be a lot of our problem. I know it's mine. I told y'all. He came to me with 3 different people, 3 different times, said, girl, move. And I didn't move because I needed a guarantee. I'm going to be honest. I needed something solid letting me know, like, okay, I need to be making this much on social media in order for me to be doing what I need to do, or I need to make that much on social media in order for me to leave this job. And God was like, no, you need to leave this job in order for you to flourish in social media. But I needed that guarantee. I wanted that set amount of money that I knew I was going to be straight no matter what. And God was like, don't wait on that set amount of money. You need to have faith that I'm going to have you. But it was me trying to control the situation. You see how that was? See how that just came full circle? We just talked about that 2.5 seconds ago. Lord have mercy. So we often want the guarantees. We want to know it's gonna work before we actually obey what he gonna. No, we can't do that. I just told y'all to trust his timing. I just talked about Ruth and Boaz. Shoot, another example. She behind the camera right now, Kamara. Didn't know it from a can of paint. Went to my son's Head Start one day, and they had a speaker there teaching about. I don't know if you want me to say it, but they was teaching about. She was teaching what she was teaching. Okay, and I was like, okay. Cool, how you doing? I shook her hand, didn't talk to her no more, and then fast forward to like a month, like not a month, months or a year almost later. It wasn't even a year. It's like maybe 6 months, you maybe think. About 4 months later, somebody was like, you need to be on camera. Like, I know you're on camera doing your content, but you need to be like in film. And I'm like, I don't really know nobody. And they was like, look up the film people in your area, because I was trying to go be in movies in Augusta. I ain't gonna lie. When they said you start off, being in like 2, I wanted to be in a hood movie. Sometimes I want to be all the little gangster. Know what I mean? We out here, we selling the, you know what I mean? I wanted to do all that. I was out there big gangster. Okay, I was ready to play Big Shirley and I was ready to do all that. Whatever they needed me to do. If I had to pop, and you had to see blood go that way, I was ready. Okay, but I was like, am I really gonna drive to Augusta every day to go be in somebody's movie? No. So I got online. And I started looking up, movie production companies here. And then she popped up. And I said, hold on. She looked familiar. Why do I know this lady? I seen her before. Hit her up. A few minutes after talking. Well, a few messages back and forth. We spoke on the phone for maybe like 10 minutes. And then she was like, you got it. She sent me the script. I read the script. I read the script in less than an hour. Like, yeah, I read it real fast. I'm like, bet, I'm down. Let's do it. Whoop-de-whoop, swoop-de-swoop, everything. Fast forward to now, I'm a social media manager for a content studio, something I've been wanting to get into. I wanted to open my own content studio, but I didn't have the money to fund it. I needed better lights for when I do my content. I didn't have the money to get the lights. It was all these things that I needed, and I'm going to tell you how God's timing worked, because I've been wanting to start my radio show in the mornings for like 2 hours a day, and every time for the past 2 weeks I tried to start my radio show, my Wi-Fi started tripping at home. Either my Wi-Fi started tripping, or if I can get the Wi-Fi to work, something was dead. Whether my camera was dead, my laptop was dead, my iPad was dead, or it wouldn't connect. Everything possible you can think that would go wrong kept going wrong every time I tried to start my morning show. And guess what happened? A few days into me trying to start it, I got offered this position. And I was just like, that's a way for me to promote. This is what I was supposed to, because it's a better setup than at my house anyway. I have better lighting. I have better everything at the studio, so I can promote the studio while still doing my morning show all at the same time. And it wasn't working because I was delayed, not denied. I was getting so frustrated. Well, I didn't even really get frustrated. I was like, God got another plan. This is why it's not working. I had that faith, and I knew that it wasn't working because I wasn't supposed to be doing it. It wasn't working because I wasn't supposed to be doing it in that space. That's why. You get what I'm saying? Everything happens for a reason, and you don't need the proof first. That's where faith comes in. Because if you had to have the proof first, what's the purpose of you having faith? You don't need faith if you got the proof. All right, then. I just need y'all to know that. And everybody be like, how can you have faith when you can't see God? We know that oxygen is keeping us alive, but do you see the oxygen you breathing every day? I don't see nothing. It's right here somewhere. Do you see it? Tell me in the comments if you see the oxygen, because it's in my lungs. Don't see it. Can't grab it. Can't touch it. That's faith. I got faith that this oxygen going to keep flowing through this air to keep me alive. Why don't you have faith that God going to do what he said he was going to do? And I understand. You have people in your everyday life that may have let you down. They're not God. Stop idolizing people. They're not God. They may have let you down, but God not going to let you down. He may not come when you want him, but he always on time. And that is the truth. I never understood that until I became an adult. But it's really true. He may not come when you want him, but he's always on time because it's his time and that he's on. He's not on your time. He's not going to work. He's not your child. He's not going, when you say move, he move. When you say you want this right now, you know how many times I said I identify as a millionaire? You think it's millions in my account right now? Not yet. But I got faith that it's coming. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to have the proof. Now, trusting even when it feels risky, uncertain, or lonely. That's important. A lot of people fear the loneliness. Like, oh, I'm going to lose a lot of friends. Or, oh, people not going to want to talk to me because they don't understand. So what? So what? You don't need to have 1,000,001 people around you. You don't need to have 1,000,001 people to believe in your vision. Because guess what? It's your vision. Everybody not going to see the things that you see. They're not going to see it how you see it. Shoot, I'm pretty sure that when the studio was opened up, there might have been some naysayers like, oh, that's not going to work. They didn't see the vision. And when the vision come to life, them same naysayers going to be like, I want to be a part of that. No, we don't need you right now. I mean, I don't know. It's not mine to say that, but I'm just saying. Yeah, that's me. He's still working on me, okay? So, it's a cost. There's a cost to everything. There's a cost of obedience, sacrifices, letting go, walking alone. And sometimes the cost is your feelings and emotions, okay? You may start feeling like, oh, I need people around me. You don't always, especially if they don't see the vision. Sometimes all you need is your Bible in a dark closet. Your Bible in a dark closet. That's the people you need around you. Okay? The Bible in a dark closet. You go in that closet, you talk to God. I can't remember what was going on a few weeks. Oh, was it when I lost my job? I don't know. I can't remember, but something just came over me and all I can do was cry. And I went in the closet and I just boo-hoo cried. I'm talking boo-hoo cried. And all I can say is, God, please, just please help me. And I just kept repeating, Jesus, I don't know what it was. And then once I got up and out of that closet and wiped my face, I just felt a weight lifted off me. It was almost like I went in somewhere and then they made me over. Because when I came back out, I was like, ooh, it's go time. I just started having all these ideas. I started having all these things that I needed to get done. And all it was me just trusting God and knowing that I didn't need to converse with nobody else about because that's the problem that I have a lot too. I like to ask other people their opinions. That's something I'm working on. Because I don't really need nobody else's opinion. I just need to know that me and God good and I'm walking with what he want me to do. I'm walking in his purpose, in my purpose, doing what his will is being done. Let me say that. As long as I know his will is being done, I don't need to talk to nobody else. I don't need approval from anybody else. Because you want to know something I learned along the way? People will stop you from doing what you want to do because they're too afraid to do what they want to do. So that's why I don't want to ask nobody else their opinion no more. Oh, what you think about me doing this? Oh, no, I'm doing this. As long as God said, yeah, I'm doing this. That's another thing that stops us from taking that leap of faith. We start asking other people what they think. You can't ask nobody who never followed their dreams if you should follow yours. Because, of course, they're going to tell you not to. They're going to tell you not to follow your dreams because they didn't follow theirs. They're going to tell you not to take that leap because they're not the ones taking the leap. A lot of people want to see you do good as long as you're not doing better than them. And that's a fact. I don't care. That is a fact. A lot of people want to see you doing good as long as you don't exceed them. You don't need them people around you because they're going to stop you. And you don't need to be stopped. You need to be pushed. You need to be encouraged. You need to know that, but also you don't need to be delusional. You don't need to be delusional. You don't need nobody in your corner telling you that your idea a good idea when it's trash. You don't. You do need honesty. But sometimes them trash ideas, some people be inventing some good things, okay? They do be inventing some things that you never knew you needed. So, your idea might be a good idea, but don't take the word of other people, because they can't tell you how to follow your dreams if they never followed theirs. Now, I got a quote. Faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. Oh, that was Martin Luther King Jr. Okay, MLK. I just said that. I just talked about that. You don't see the oxygen you breathe every day? Do you see the H2 and the O in the water? No. You don't know that it is in there, right? You don't even know that the particles that's in the water is the right particles to make the water water. You don't know that, but you drink it. You drink it. I'm just saying, What does trusting God look like for you in real life? Let me know down in the comments. I'm going to say it again. What does trusting God look like for you in real life? For me, it looked like me getting up every day and keep going at my content and keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing and knowing that in the end it's all going to work out. Having faith that it's all going to work out. I know it though. My faith is top tier. I promise you. My faith. Nah, I ain't gonna say that, because if God told me to go walk outside and step into a puddle, I'm gonna be scared, because I watch too many movies that puddle might go way down. I was watching this. I be jumping all over the place, y'all. I was watching the show where the ground ripped, and when you fall in, you go to a whole nother dimension. It's a whole nother world down there. So I be scared of stuff like that. I watch too much TV. That's why I stopped watching TV recently, because I just be watching stuff. Now, I have another question for you. Have you ever delayed obedience because you wanted certainty first? I feel like we all have. I know I have. I just did with that job. I needed certainty. And God was like, girl, what I said? What did I say? So, now, we was talking about fear earlier. Fear and faith can coexist. I know people say it can't. It can. You could be scared, but you also got to take that leap of faith. I told y'all, I be scared all the time. I be scared before I do a lot of things. I'm a very anxious person, so my nerves get rattled very easily. Like, I'm a jumpy person. Like, I'm a person who I'm going to say I love Halloween just for the decorations of it all and all that stuff, but I'm a scary person. Like, I don't watch scary movies. I don't really like haunted houses, because I'm a very, if somebody scream right now, I'll jump. Or if like a bug or something, I'm going to get up screaming and run. Like, I'm an easy person to scare. So I do hold a lot of fear, but I also hold a lot of faith. It can coexist, but faith must lead. You can't let the fear overpower you. You can't. You cannot. Because if you let the fear overpower you, you're going to let the fear stop you. You cannot let it stop you. Because if you let it stop you, then you ain't going to never get started. You never get started, you'll never be discovered. Boom, bang, bang. To me, it's simple. I don't know. It may not be that simple to you, but it's definitely simple to me. Now, this is something that I have on here, but sometimes you don't know the difference. Do you know the difference between God's voice and your own thoughts? It's a question. I want you to leave it down in the comments. You wanted to answer that? You shook your head. Are you listening to him? Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm thinking you was listening to me the whole time.
I'm listening.
Oh, you listening to me? I thought you listened. So do you know the difference between God's voice and your own thoughts?
I do.
Can you explain how, or no, you don't really?
Usually God's voice, there's a trend that I've noticed. One, if it's something that God is calling me to do that goes against my fleshly desires, then I know it's God. So my fleshly desires is what anybody else's would be. Just, I want to chill, or I want to watch this show, or I want to eat this, or I want to do this, or whatever. And if it's an instruction that I hear from the Lord that is going against my fleshly desires, but is going to overall improve my overall being and just like my routine, or just make me get closer to Him, if I have a pushback towards the thought, like, I don't want to do this, then it's the Holy Spirit. If it's a thing that I have a response, again, any type of pushback, I have a response of, well, how is this going to happen? This ain't making sense. If you're rebuttaling against this thought, Because any thought that you have that's yours is gonna make sense. It's calculated. You calculated it yourself. It's gonna 1 + 1 = 2. You said that in your head.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's something like God saying 2 + 2 = 27, then you start like, wait a minute, no, that's not true. That's when you know it's the Holy Spirit, and that's what I've learned over time. There's times where God will just challenge me to do stuff that doesn't make sense, but He makes a way as I obey, if that makes sense. So
Okay.
that's usually how.
What about you, Kamar? How can you differentiate between God's voice and your own thoughts?
I see it as going back to when a baby is born. A baby does not know your voice, but they start knowing your voice because they've been spending time with you. So once they get about 1, 2, or 3, whatever like that, if you put them in a room with everybody else, they're going to be able to pinpoint your voice because they're going to be like, I spent time with my mama. And it tells us in the word, my sheep hear my voice and a stranger they will not follow, because you've been spending time with them. And by reading his word, you're going to know automatically what he would say and what he wouldn't say. Now, certain things have been absurd, such as take cow dung and cook over it. He told one of the prophets to do that. That doesn't make any sense, but that's literally in his word. So if somebody's like, yeah, the Lord told me to do blah, 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 it doesn't make any sense. Well, I mean, he told somebody to go cook the cow dung to make a whole point. So the more you spend time with the Lord by reading, and it's literally like trial and error, honestly. Because in the very beginning, you were like, is that you? Okay, if this was you, then I want a chocolate chip cookie if you just give it to me. And you get that chocolate chip cookie, just like, yo, that was, okay, so that was your voice. Okay. And it's literally that you're building relationship, you're building your faith, you're building knowing your voice.
Sometimes I be challenging the Lord, and when I mean challenge, like not testing him in a way, but like, if this you, Lord, you tell them what you told me. There was an example of my wife and I. We were about to get married. I was going to propose to her, and he wanted. Did I tell you the story? Oh, yeah, I'll tell you the story. Well, essentially, I was going to propose to her. This is like 9 days before, and literally God was like, "You're actually going to get married on that day." I was like, "Huh? Nah, fam, you tell her. I ain't finna tell her that, because that don't even make any sense. That's a whole wedding in 9 days. No, that doesn't make any sense." 45 minutes later, she's like, "Yeah, I think we should probably get married a little earlier than expected." I'm like, "Okay, Lord." There's been plenty of times where I'm like, just like, whenever you have that doubt, it's like, man, let me, just like Gideon, right? If this is you, make this whole section right here not have any dew in the morning. Okay, this is you. Okay, make sure this area does have dew in the morning. So like, there's times where you might need confirmation. You might need God to prove himself, if you will, just for you to have that confidence. But yeah, it's definitely reading your word and understanding his language, his diction, how he speaks, what he says, which kind of, again, what he says in the Bible contradicts our fleshly desires. So it's like, whatever he might say for you to do, if it's a call of action or obedience, it's him. It's definitely him.
Like, he may tell you, Maya, for the next week, do not post any content. You're going to be like, oh, that ain't the Lord. What you talking about? Like, I got here. But it goes against what you've been telling yourself, like, I got to do this. And I'm not saying this is what he's going to tell you to do.
Right.
But so if he does tell you to do this, I can be very prophetic at times. I'm just throwing it out there.
The sad part is, I think he told me to take a break, but I ain't took no break yet.
Well, amen.
And I'm one of them people that God be like, okay, you want to play? I'm gonna sit you down. You know, and he'll really sit me down. I'm talking about he'll make my body crash to the point where I be in the hospital and sleep for 24 hours. Yeah.
Sometimes we hold on to an old word. Like the first word might be consistent on social media, and then when God's calling you to take a break, it's like, but you just said
be consistent,
right? And so that kind of pushes us back too. But yeah.
Dang, I cut you off. I did cut you.
You did, but I don't remember.
You were saying God might tell me to take a break, and I might not listen.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to connect. I don't know.
Oh, my bad. I just
Maybe that was just me just speaking for the Lord.
Sorry. Okay. Popcorn play. No, but we're gonna play a quick game, and I need y'all help with this game real quick. It's just gonna be 3 quick questions, and I want you to tell me if it's a Bible verse, a motivational quote, or just something random I made up.
Oh Lord.
All right, it's just gonna be 3. All right.
All right.
Sometimes the only plan is trust.
Motivational quote.
You just said that. Didn't you just say that? Something similar to that? Okay, I'm out. Motivational.
Motivational?
Sometimes what? Yeah, motivational.
Made up.
I thought so. I was like, yeah, I feel
That
like
sounds very motivational.
No, that sounds like you said that recently. I heard that. Okay, go ahead.
All you need, y'all know this one. You just need the faith of as small as a mustard seed.
Yeah.
Scripture. Leap and the net will appear.
I'm out.
Yeah, you made that up.
That's a motivational.
That sounds like a motivational.
That's a motivational quote. Leap and the net will appear. Okay.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So, how blessings follow obedience, even if it doesn't happen right away. Now, you may not see it as a blessing, or you may not see the blessing coming. You just don't want to make that leap. But when you make that leap, you ever did something, and then after you did it, you got the outcome you wanted to have, and then you're like, oh, it was a blessing. Thank you, Lord. But if you was hard-headed and you ain't do it, you would have never got to that point. You would have never got to that blessing. That's why it's important to take that leap, because like I said, it may not make sense to you. A lot of things don't make sense to me. I'm talking about what I'm doing right now. It don't make sense to me. A lot of it don't make sense to me, but I'm doing it because I'm being told to do it. And I know I'm being told to do it because last year, I want to say, or beginning of the year, something like that, I heard God's voice for the first time as an adult. For the first time as an adult, and I didn't listen. I was driving down the street, and I was in my car, and I've been stressed out the whole week. I didn't know what to do, and all I heard in my head was, it's time. And I know it wasn't my voice, because my voice was in there crying like, girl, you can't do this. You need to figure it out. You just... And then all I heard was a nice, strong, confident voice that said, it's time. Granted, it was my voice. It's crazy because it was my voice, but it wasn't my voice. And it said, it's time. And you know what my dumb self did? We ain't got a job. I don't even know, because it wasn't specified. Like, it just said it was time. I'm like, is it time for me to go back to work, Lord? What is it time for me to do? It was time for me to dive into my content. Had I listened then when he said it was time and I actually got structured, I would probably be further along ahead in life, but I was being hard-headed. I didn't reach my blessings because I wasn't being obedient. I needed proof first. And now that my faith is top tier, I don't need that proof no more. I don't need the proof. I know it's going to happen. I've been told by multiple people that it's going to happen. So I'm fine. Well, I guess them people coming to me was the proof. Because them people ain't have to say nothing to me. They didn't know what I had going on. They seen me as a checkout coordinator at a doctor's office. You don't know what I got going on outside of this uniform to even say those things to me. So he sent me the proof and I still wasn't listening. Okay, so you just have to, you just got to listen. Be obedient and things going to happen. Now, delayed gratification. Everybody, we in the world in 2025 where everybody want instant gratification. We don't need, that's not, no. Instant gratification does not lead to longevity. And the goal is longevity. For me, the goal, I want to have that long bread, okay? I want to have that long lasting life. I got a lot of plans to help a lot of people, and I can't do that with instant gratification. I can't. You can't. I can't have a half-baked plan just to have something good right now. Because what happens after right now? What happens? Absolutely nothing when you get that instant gratification. Because after that, you're going to need something else instant. And you're going to keep needing some instant. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, the baked macaroni is better macaroni. I know y'all like my ass. What? It makes sense to me. Listen, the instant macaroni good. It'll satisfy you right then and there. You can make it in about 5-10 minutes. You boil them noodles. You add the little bag cheese in there. You mix it up. Put a little seasoning in it. It's good. It's going to feed you for the night. But when you take the time to make that homemade macaroni, the good one, I'm talking about, you boil the noodles real good, you boil them up, you shred your cheese, you grate it up real quick. Get the good mixes of the cheese going. You mix it up real good. You put the cheese you add your milk and your egg like you do. I don't know how y'all make it. But when you make that baked macaroni, you put it in that oven and it come out. That's going to feed your family for days. Did you catch me? It's going to feed your family for days versus that instant macaroni that's only going to feed y'all for a night. And it might not even last the whole night because don't much come in the box. So I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down. That instant gratification is not going to get you where you need to go. It's not going to be quick. Sometimes slow and steady definitely wins the race, okay? I hope y'all understood that. I really do. Now, I do want to go into my job is obedience. God's job is outcome. My job is obedience. God's job is outcome. Now, this to me has been an amazing episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned some things. I hope that you do the homework I gave you and actually figure out a plan. Because again, y'all, this world is crazy right now. And I'm not saying I'm a person who won't help. What I'm saying is I ain't got it right now. Everybody don't. A lot of people don't have it right now. So what we got to do is we got to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps and see what we can do to make it work for us. Because once we get ahead, we can help others get ahead. So I encourage you to just do that homework I told you to do. Also, take that leap of faith after you do that homework. Or take that leap of faith while you're doing that homework. Figure it out, something that you're good at. Figure out how to monetize it. If not, I can help you do that. Y'all know I'm a coach, so make sure y'all click the link, book a coach, and get an ebook, all that good stuff, okay? But definitely just take that leap of faith, because right now we are all in trying times, and it's not looking good right now in 2025. Like it's 2025 is not looking good this moment. So I need y'all to really take it serious. Figure out a way for you to make extra income. So that way you can put your family on, you can put your kids on, you can create generational wealth for you and your children and your family. You can also get to a point where you're able to help another family. We need to get back to that village that we used to have, but right now we don't have a village because people can't help themselves. How you going to help somebody else if you can't help yourself? And yes, a village don't have to be monetary. We can go back to the old days where we all help each other, with each other kids and, trade with groceries and stuff like that. We can do that, but how can you can't give nothing if you ain't got nothing. You can't. It's not possible. You cannot give what you don't have. So that's what I'm saying. Figure out something you want to do. Figure out a way to monetize it and take that leap of faith after praying. Talk to God first. Don't just take my word for it. Talk to God first. Don't say, well, Maya, you told me to quit my job and just start acting and I ain't got no act. Don't listen to me like that now. Okay? Figure out what you want to do. Figure out a way to monetize it. Make sure you talk to God during every step of the way. Make sure it's what you're supposed to be doing. Make sure his will is being done. And you just leap into action. Let me know in the contents, Lord. Let me know in the comments if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Anyway, y'all, this has been another great episode of Beyond Nrml with Mya Lamis. I'm your host, Maya, your favorite cousin on your mama's side. You know the one we used to be at Granny house with the little pallets on the floor. We all used to pile up and figure out how we all fit in there. Yeah, that's me. So, hey, cousin, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. Catch me on all platforms. And if you are able to do the little join the family, okay? I got one for $2.99 a month, $3.99 a month. It just depends on which tier you want to be on. But definitely subscribe. Join me. Let's go. We about to get into it. But y'all have a good one. Have the day you deserve, okay? Because I can't tell you what kind of day to have. Have the day you deserve. See y'all next week.
Cut.